Hey, y'all. Hey. I'm just going to give everybody a couple minutes to sign in, to come in here, not sign in, not like y'all at work, logging into anything. Oh, look at me. I just want to make sure I could be heard. Oh, you know what? I forgot to go live on Instagram. Hold on. Let me go live on Instagram. I gotta set that whole thing up. All right, Instagram people, who's on here? Okay. Oh, you know what I didn't do? So everyone that is live with me right now, you can just excuse me while I figure this all out. Because I'm going live both on Instagram and on StreamYard. So, and you can't do them at the same time on the same device. That's the other thing. So I'm going to have to figure this all out because I do not have my little holder. But in the meantime, y'all tell me what y'all doing. Y'all tell me what y'all doing while I get my phone set up for Instagram. What y'all doing this here Friday night besides watching me do this? And I also hope that you have a glass of wine because I have a glass of wine. Oh, so you don't have, if you walking your dog, Arlene, you don't have a glass of wine. I totally forgot about Instagram. Almost. All right. I think we good. Instagram, I'm not going to be looking at y'all directly like that. Well, Lean, you can get your glass of wine after you finish watching your dog. But I'm just going to give everyone a couple of more minutes. I've only been live for 3 minutes. Oh, actually, I've already been live for almost 4 minutes. I didn't even realize that. So I'm actually going to get started pretty soon. I just want, so hi, everybody. Hi, I hope you're having a great Friday. I know it's Friday night. It's the evening. You know, everyone likes to go out. It is what it is. So regardless if you went out or if you're here with me, you're going to see this video anyway. So I hope it provides some value. I really just wanted to come in really quick. I'm not going to be on for that long because I actually want to go out myself on this evening. However, I wanted to drop in really quick because I just sent out an email not that long ago to everyone who is in my Facebook group, Women Achieving Six-Figure Careers, about skills. And so I want to go live about something that I've been meaning to go live about for a while. So have you guys ever seen those job descriptions that require a college degree, and you're like, why the heck does that require a college degree? Let me know. Or even if not, like wondering why some of these jobs require a college degree, maybe you don't have a college degree and you see all of these jobs requiring a college degree and you're not applying to the jobs because you don't have a college degree. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. As we wait for a couple more people to join in. And as I move, so everyone else on YouTube and Facebook, I'm adjusting my camera so I can look at both cameras at the same time. There we go. Hey, IG. It's always a question. Yeah, I ask that question a lot too. Even though I have a college degree, a lot of times, some of these job postings that I see, especially when it comes to the salary, and they have the salary is not really high; it's very base, and the skill, and they ask for a lot. And I think, why do they need a job? Why do they need a college degree for that? But I question it a lot. And so for anyone that does not have a college degree, let's say you don't have your associates and you don't have your bachelor's, I hope that, and I'm not even hope, I'm pretty sure you have looked at some of those roles that require it, and you're just like, I'm not going to apply. But let me just stop you right there. And I am going to say to you right now that you should still apply. And that's not what I'm even going to be talking about today. But I just want to make that note for you that even though you do not have a college degree, and the job description says that one of the requirements is a college degree, still apply anyway. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but I'm just going to say still apply anyway. Because one thing that an old coworker taught me, and it had nothing to do with jobs, it had nothing to do with work, but it was it had to do with the lottery, actually. So he was talking to me about the lotteries a long time ago, talking to me about the lottery. And he said to me, well, I don't buy, even when it's a few hundred million, I don't buy a whole bunch of tickets. I just buy one. Because it's just the statistics say that buying more, there's not that much of a significant difference between buying one lottery ticket and buying 20 lottery tickets that's going to increase your chances in buying the lottery, right? But that wasn't what he said that hit me. What he said is, so I only buy one because you have to be in it to win it. And that really hit me because I'm like, yeah, and that's in anything. So that's why I say, even though it says a college degree is required and you don't have a college degree, apply to it anyway, because you have to apply to even be called. So even if they don't call you, you didn't lose anything because you didn't have that job. But if they might have called you because they really need someone, they see that your skills show that you might be able to excel in that role, you would never know because you didn't apply. So apply anyway, because you have to at least be in it to win it. You're not, if you don't buy that one lottery ticket for $400 million, you have no chances in winning the $400 million. But if you at least buy that one ticket for $400 million, you have that point, whatever it is, 0.9999, whatever chance, whatever 0.1110, whatever the it is, you do have that chance. So anyway, I've been meaning to come on live to discuss these large companies like IBM and Google and Walmart removing the requirement for college degrees for certain fields. I'm not sure if everyone knows that. And Facebook user, I wish I could see who you were, but it is very true. But so anyway, so these large companies, IBM, Google, Walmart. There's another company that I'm not sure if I'm very familiar with it, but Accenture. Most people probably are not familiar with Accenture like that because it's a consulting firm. But they've been removing requirements for college degrees on their job descriptions for certain fields like cybersecurity, data analytics, operations, and other tech roles. I'm not sure if all of you are aware of that, but it's been a big thing in the HR space, right? About why these companies are removing these requirements. So let me ask you guys something. What do you think they're going to be looking at? If companies are not looking at the college degree, what do you think they're going to be looking at? And I'm going to take a sip of my wine. I hope you guys have wine. And maybe I should have put that in the invitation that please bring wine. Yeah, definitely experience and skills. Most definitely. So the vast majority of people in these roles, from what I found, is that you find great people who have certificates. They've self-taught themselves, or they have years of experience, and these people still excel in these roles. So the data says for a lot of these roles that you don't need the college degree, that the certification, being self-taught and having years of experience is just as good. And many companies are moving to a skills-based model as opposed to requiring some of these ridiculous things that they require. Like I said in the beginning, sometimes you'll look at a job description, you're like, why does this require a college degree? I'm only flipping burgers. A lot of these companies are moving to a skill-based model. And a company like Walmart was the biggest news recently of moving to this model. And that's really good news because they're the largest employer out there. Like they have the most employees in the world. So if they're doing it, then that's really going to set the standard for other, especially large companies. Small companies, you might still see something, but these larger companies, I can tell you at some point in our relationship with each other, I can tell you about what I feel about working for large companies versus small companies. But since Walmart is doing it, they're really going to standardize the process or using a skill-based model as opposed to using college degrees or other things like that. Now, I want to tell you, I want to be very real with you, because one thing you'll find out about me is that I'm very honest about what these companies are doing. If you look at any of my videos out there, I am extremely honest about what these companies are out here doing. So I don't want you to think that they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're not doing it because they are like, oh, we really don't want to, this is really not working. People are having trouble getting jobs. We want to help the community. That is not why they're doing it. It has nothing to do with you. They're not doing it for you. They're doing it because they are having a hard time hiring in these areas. So, and this has always been the case, but more so than what has always been, it's especially an issue right now because our Gen Zers aren't about this BS that companies are hiring out. So those of us who are, who have been in the workforce prior to the Gen Z generation, we are used to just taking whatever these companies are spitting. And these Gen Zers are just like, no, I'm not taking what these companies are spitting. They'd rather just not work, or they have so many other options to work besides working for a corporation that you're just like, whatever, I could do the stock market, I could do Uber, I could do Uber Eats, I could do DoorDash. There's so many different things that they can do. So they're not beat for taking what these companies are handing out. So companies are, so no matter what they say, even though you see all these layoffs, you see all of this stuff, no matter what's going on in these specific areas, companies are struggling with finding people to fill these roles. So what do you guys think that we can learn from this? Because there's a lot. I'm only going to give you guys 3. But what do you think that we can learn from this? I'm going to move my screen over here so I can stop looking over here. Nobody knows? Well, there are a few things. Like I said, there are a lot of things that we can learn from this about why these companies are doing this and how this can help us. Because even though these companies out here are not doing it for us, you take advantage. They're never doing it for you. Let me be clear that these companies are never, ever doing whatever they're doing for you. They're doing it for show. They're doing it because it helps them make money. They're doing it because it helps market them. They are never, ever, ever doing it for you. So, but regardless of that, it doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of it because they're going to do these things anyway. So it doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of some of these things that they are doing. So one of the things that it's more of an advisement than anything else is that I advise you while they're doing this for as long as it lasts, that to take notice, to notice if the salary requirements for some of these roles are lowered because of the lack of college degrees. I think they will. I think this is going to help them, especially now that in certain states, they require you to add a range to the job description. I think that a lot of these companies are going to lower the range because of the fact that they're not requiring job descriptions anymore. Because I think since you only have a high school diploma, or maybe you only have an associate's, only, and I say only by their terms, not by my terms, that they can lower that salary range. But them doing that really shouldn't change anything for you. It shouldn't change a darn thing for you. Regardless of what that salary range is, if you're committed to a specific salary, it doesn't matter to you. So that's number one. That just take note of that. That I'm predicting it, but you guys just, keep it in your Rolodex. Now, the next one. If you don't have a college degree, it's okay. And it always was okay. It always was okay if you didn't have a college degree. But I'm going to say this. If you don't have a college degree and you have a high school diploma, some of these roles you need to pay attention to. If you don't know what you want to do, you need to pay attention to these roles. And I'm not one of those people that don't tell you to follow your passion. I'm a person that says follow your passion. I'm also a person that says get the bag. I'm definitely one of those people. So while you're following your passion, you can get the bag. Also, you could be someone like me who, I'm not going to even call it that I went for the bag, but I ended up in HR. And I found my passion through that. And it wasn't happenstance because I know that this is my passion. I know that what I'm doing is my passion, but I did end up in HR. So it doesn't mean just because you end up in something does not mean that your passion's not there. So consider if you don't have a college degree that you need to look into these operation roles, these tech roles, these cyber, especially cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is hot. You want to know why cybersecurity is hot, especially in the US? Cybersecurity is hot because the US is far behind other countries with cybersecurity. We have absolutely no privacy. All of this stuff that we do online, companies are collecting all of our data. All this stuff with AI, companies are collecting all of our data. In the US, we have no rules to stop them. They can collect anything they want. In other countries, they're not like that. Other countries, especially Europe, they have lockdown on collecting all of this data on their people. And we are far behind those other countries because they've been doing it for a long time. So cybersecurity is actually pretty huge. So even if you do have, honestly, even if you do have a college degree and you're not sure what you want to do, or you have a slight interest, or you're in the mood to change careers, these are areas that you will get paid money. And there's a shortage. Since I've been in tech, even though it's HR tech, but since I've been in tech, I have not had an issue with finding work because there's always available work. So the third and last one, y'all need to pay attention to your skills more than your duties and your accomplishments. I'm going to say something that's a little bit controversial. Skills are greater than your accomplishments, and your accomplishments are greater than your duties. Okay? Skills are greater than accomplishments, and accomplishments are greater than duties. What's the real controversial part is the skills are greater than accomplishments. Because, and the reason why I say that, of all the things that you have accomplished, would you only do it that one time? Like I accomplished, I purchased Shake Shack. I accomplished driving, going to get my nails done, getting Shake Shack, and going live. So I did all those things today. Those are all my well, I did more than that today. But in the last 2 hours, those are my accomplishments. Getting my nails done, getting Shake Shack for dinner, and going live. And by going live, I logged into StreamYard, I used a new system, and I launched my live in multiple applications. What were the skills that I acquired? So am I only going to do this one time? Am I only going to get my nails done, get dinner, and also go live this one time? No, I'm going to do this more than once. But since I'm going to do it more than once, what skills did I acquire by doing this? I acquired time management. That's one, because I got it all done before 8 o'clock. I also learned some new skills. I learned a new system with all of the testing that I've been doing. So I learned a new system. I learned how to play around with it and how to launch the multiple applications. So those are skills that I actually learned, as opposed to the accomplishment of getting my nails done, getting dinner, and going live tonight. So if you think about it, what skills did you acquire when you got your college degree? Or if you didn't get a college degree while you were in high school, when you were in all your clubs and all the activities that you were doing and all the classes that you did and your work so far, because I'm assuming the vast majority of us are beyond our high school early 20 years. But to acquire that degree or that diploma, What skills did you acquire? I mean, when I got my college degree at Rider, I learned how to communicate. I learned how to throw events. I mean, I learned how to drink. I learned conflict management. So there was a bunch of things that I learned while getting that college degree, even in my early years. I learned how to run a whole organization. I'm still in a sorority. But I was the president of our chapter. I learned how to run a whole organization. So I learned how to handle money. I learned how to sell. I learned how to put on, like I said, put on events. So what skills? So these are all skills that I would tell employers as opposed to the accomplishments. The accomplishments, I would tell the employers. So I would tell the employers, I have this skill. And then they would say to me, well, can you give me an example of that skill? And then I would tell them about that time in college, or I would tell them about that project that I accomplished at my last job or at my current job. That's why skills are greater than accomplishments, which are greater than duties, because you lead in with skills and then you tell them how you acquire those skills. You give them examples of why you have those skills, how you got those skills. When you, let's say, and the thing is, some of these things you may never do again. I'm never going to pledge for another sorority again. Like never. There's never, ever, 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 ever am I going to pledge for a sorority again. But all of those skills that I got from pledging, they're mine. I have them. I learned how to be resourceful. That's mine. That's not going anywhere. So if you worked at, so some people, you have roles, and I'm going to call them made up roles. Don't take offense, but if you're hanging out with me, you might get offended every now and again by the way I talk about some of y'all jobs. So, but there's some people who, especially if you work for the state or the feds, you have not a made up role, but you have a role that is not a job description or a job title that you're going to find anywhere else. You're not going to see that job in the private sector. You're not going to see that job at a nonprofit. You're not going to see that because there's certain things that are special or specialized, specific to what's going on in the state. The ACA Act, the American Health Care, whatever that thing is called, I still call it Obamacare. That's specific to the federal government. Whatever role people are doing to make sure that people are getting medical insurance and that it's happening, and whatever jobs that the federal government has created in order to maintain the law of ACA is not going to be anywhere else. But what skills did you acquire at that job that you can say, I can do this at your company because I acquired all these skills when I was working for the US government, or when I was working for the state of New Jersey, when I was working for the state of Georgia, wherever you're working. Or if you're working for a small company and you did a million different roles, same, it applies everywhere. It's really all about your skills. If you volunteered somewhere, let's say you volunteered at a home for veterans, you may never do that again. But those skills are yours. They belong to you. Now you acquired them, and really no one can take them away from you. It's just like riding a bike or learning how to swim. You have that skill of learning to swim or riding a bike, and no one, even if you haven't done it in years, no one can take it away from you. So that's really all I had for today, was really to discuss that it's a great thing that these companies are not requiring these college degrees any longer. That's good news. It's maybe not good news for everyone. For those of us that have college degrees, and that they're going to lower these pay rates. It may not be great news for all of us, but, or let me rephrase. It's not that it's going to not be great news for all of us. It's just that people really have to fend for themselves now. And you always should have been fending for yourself. So I'm not seeing any more comments. Anyone else have anything? Anyone disagree with me? Anyone have any questions? Okay, y'all. I can't believe I've been on for 30 minutes. That's shocking to even me. Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great Friday. Go out, have a great time. I'm going to go out and have a great time. I'll see you later. Bye.